It's Friday, September 14, and this is your final edition of InfoHub for this week. In the news tonight, President David Granger today said his government's commitment to local democracy is based on its belief that the system of public administration rests at the local level. Stacey Carmichael brings us the details.
President David Granger, who is chairman of a Partnership for National Unity, APNU, said true democracy prevails at the local level. Against this background, the coalition government the president explained is giving power to the people to determine how services and resources that affect their lives will be utilized. He was speaking at the launching of the APNU's local government elections campaign.
After local government elections were held in 2016, we see how it became a vehicle through which the process of democratic renewal began. LG moved the country, especially the rural areas and municipalities, from despair to democracy. We now have a situation in which local leaders could discuss, debate, and decide how their communities will be governed. The obnoxious interim management committees of the previous regime are now history.
The president underscored the importance of a harmonious relationship between all three tiers of governance: central government, regional administration, and local democratic organs.
Our partnership is embedded in all local democratic areas, and with the people's cooperation, it is solving problems that affect the people's everyday lives. More local authority areas now have street lights, potable water, potable water supply, and all-weather roads for the first time in human memory.
The coalition, President Granger said, will adhere to an empowerment policy that regularly renews local democracy by ensuring local government elections are held when they are constitutionally due. The APNU will be contesting in 76 local authority areas at the LGE on November 12. For InfoHub, Stacey Carmichael.
Total Tech Academy to train 100 Guyanese with skills needed for work in the oil and gas industry by year end. Prime Minister Moses Nagamutu was taken on a familiarization tour of Total Tech Oilfield Services by Chief Executive Officer Lars Mangal.
Chief Executive Officer of Total Tech, Lars Mangal, described safety as one of the core components of training. During a familiarization tour of the facilities in Houston on the east bank of Demerara, Mangal told Prime Minister Moses Nagamutu that recruits are trained practically.
Here we're looking at all the proactive reporting. So that's an important element of the training that we do, is that we encourage people to report things and to identify risks and hazards, so that we can prevent incidents from happening. So it's almost your first barrier to safety is to have a well-informed recruit, employee, graduate working for you, so that they can anticipate and spot hazards before they become, and risks before they become issues.
The CEO emphasized once trainees have graduated, they will be employed within the oil and gas sector.
So we actually employ them and then give them a salary and put them through the training, and then deploy them and give them a career orientation into the industry. So we align them with companies that are recruiting, we align them with career and interviewing skills, so then they can perform and find employment through our efforts, and in some cases under contracts with us to the various companies.
Mangal stated that continued developments are being made at the facilities. This is as Total Tech partners with companies with an interest in the petroleum sector to establish a fully functional state-of-the-art shore-based facility. For InfoHub, Anara Khan.
Beverage giant Banks DIH Limited hints at billion-dollar expansion plans as Finance Minister Winston Jordan got a first-hand look at operations while on a tour of Thirst Park. Paul McAdam was there and filed this report.
Finance Minister Winston Jordan described his most recent visit to Banks DIH Limited Thirst Park headquarters as one that makes the case for the promotion of local products and enterprises.
This is consistent with the government's promotion of local businesses and continuing our efforts to make certain that these businesses are strengthened and allowed to grow so that they'll be part of the diversification of the economy.
For the Finance Minister, the tour was not only a chance to get a first-hand look at the company's operations, but a chance to get a feel for what plans the company has for the future. The minister noted that quite a lot is happening for the company and cited its increasing sales and investment push as examples.
To align their products to best international standards and to align their plant and machinery also in that area. Apparently, they've been doing quite well on the overseas market in certain critical products. We applaud them for this, and as usual, where we can support them in their expansion, we will be quite happy to do so. We are buy local, use local, and so we'll want these put these industries on a footing where they can compete fairly and effectively with the imports that are coming into the country. The visit was welcomed by Banks IH's chairman, Clifford Rees. He said the company has an expansion program on stream which will take it into 2025.
Expanding the biscuit lines to meet all the international standards. We are looking at a new product which will be coming out, the beer line, in another month, plus our trucks, our deliveries. We also explained to him what we're doing across the road from us. We're building our new workshop, and eventually we're going to be putting up a parking lot to hold 400 cars. At the bottom of that parking lot, we'll have a distribution center, another expansion program for banks. So those are some of the ideas we spoke about. The issue of certain taxation measures was also raised. Rees added he's bullish on the company's future. All these expansion programs I'm talking about, which might run to about $1.92 billion, it's all coming from within funds. There's no borrowing. And the shares now is trading up to about, I think, $75, $70. So I've always said that bank shares are always undervalued. So it's now proving my point after 10 years. From the Banks IH's headquarters at Thirst Park, Paul McAdam for InfoHub.
Hello, sir. You can't be smoking with passengers in the car. I got me little child in there. I mean, I can't smoke in your own car.
You know it's against the law for taxi drivers and minibus drivers to smoke, especially when you got a child under 16 in the car.
If you don't like it, go come out my car, man.
Just to let you know, the law states that even if you're in a car alone, you can't smoke because the fumes can get into the fabric and affect your passengers.
Let's all work together to prevent cigarette smoking related illnesses. Welcome back. Continuing with the news, the parliamentary opposition was no-show for Budget 2019 consultations. However, the Finance Ministry's team held fruitful discussions with the Guyana Association of Bankers. Paul joins us again.
The representatives of the Guyana Association of Bankers included Bank of Baroda's Managing Director Aaron Kumar Gupta, Guyana Bank of Trade and Industries Executive Director Richard Issaver, Citizens Bank's Managing Director Ethan Chester, Tamara Bank's Chief Executive Officer Pravin Dave, Republic Bank Branch Operations Manager Jadunot Pusod, and Managing Director and Association President Richard Sami. Sami described the meeting as very fruitful.
We are looking forward to working very closely with the Ministry of Finance and the government, focusing on areas such as incentives for renewable energy and adoption of the green economy in business, as well as the deepening of the financial services sector in order to be able to offer greater investment, not just for corporations, but also for individuals, and also the modernization of the financial services sector with a greater use of technology vis-a-vis the national payments, as well as legislation which can promote greater investment in Guyana with the banks, with the commercial banks.
The next round of consultations scheduled was with the parliamentary opposition. They were no show. Finance Minister Winston Jordan said it was not totally unexpected.
Ever since 2015, when they first showed up, they haven't showed up subsequently, despite being invited. We were to have a meeting this morning at 10. Right now, I think it's after 10:40. There are virtually no shows. It's not a case they didn't get the invitation. My secretary confirms that they did receive the invitation, and these were sent out on August the 27th. So it's not a case that they didn't get it. So it must have been a conscious decision not to cooperate with the government in keeping with what they have said.
According to the minister, a golden opportunity was missed.
I know this is an indication that sometimes they shout on the rooftop about lack of consultation and so on. But when opportunities are presented, they don't show up. It's also seen in their lack of taking up their seats on boards and commissions and so on, which have been allocated to them. It obviously is part of their non-cooperation stance, but we as a government, we have, in spite of this level of non-cooperation, we have marched on, we have been elected to do a job, and we will continue to do the job to the best of our abilities.
And as for the actual date of the 2019 budget presentation before the National Assembly, the Finance Minister had this to say.
The budget will be presented in November. Usually budget is presented on a Monday. So pick a date in November.
From the Finance Ministry on Main Street, Georgetown, Paul McAdam for InfoHub.
Public Health Minister Waldo Lawrence directly addressing issues at health facilities with first-hand visits to the centers. Our health correspondent, Delicia Haynes, has this report.
Minister Lawrence and the team from the Ministry of Public Health, including Director of Regional and Clinical Services, Dr. Kay Shako, visited New Amsterdam's health facilities as part of this process.
I do have an insight into some of the issues which management is grappling with, and I will seek to work with my team at the Ministry of Public Health and the region to ensure that we can be able to address these issues.
The minister's focus was understanding the status of services at the New Amsterdam Regional Hospital and the National Psychiatric Hospital.
I decided that I will focus on New Amsterdam Hospital, one for which I have had a lot of interactions with public citizens, either via letters or via the social media. And so I came here, I spoke with the staff, I spoke with management team, I met with the nurses, I met with the doctors, and I was able to walk through the entire hospital.
Minister Lawrence opined that the solution to existing issues rests with management and its efficiency.
Certainly I will be meeting with the region and the Ministry of Communities to address the many vacancies which we have. And most of those vacancies are in the area of management and supervision. And as a result of that, we have a lot of disparities in terms of persons' working ability and their performance levels.
Minister Lawrence and her team recently visited Linden's health facilities. There she cited the need for reorganized management for better delivery of healthcare services. For InfoHub, Delicia Haynes.
We end InfoHub tonight with this week's Small Business Focus by highlighting a small but growing operation from Santa Mission Region 3. Crystal Stull spoke with artisan Elizabeth Williams, a member of the Kamuni Women's Development Association, a group known for their eye-catching handcrafted items.
Operating in the arts and craft industry for over 30 years, 52-year-old Elizabeth Williams said she is an experienced craftswoman. Williams specializes in making hand fans, jewelry boxes, bags, fruit bowls, and TBC skirts with material from the Ite palm tree. She said many tourists are drawn to the products.
In our community, we have a craft center, and this is where the ladies got their income. It's just this time of the year when we would come out to exhibit our product, because we don't. Okay, yes, we have the craft center where we put out our stuff. That's where, in that area where Jerry Gavaya has his tourist place. And whenever the tourists pass through, they have to stop at Santa Mission and they would, purchase craft, whatever they wanted.
The mother of 5 explained that many women in the Santa Mission area, especially those who are part of the craft center, rely heavily on their trade to sustain their livelihoods. As such, many of them operate on a daily basis crafting various items. With a growing membership at the craft center, Williams calls on the younger generation in Santa Mission to be proactive and enroll in various skills training programs that will ensure they are marketable or can manage their own ventures.
What motivates me, because I can have my own money. I don't have to depend on my husband. And I always like my own money. I would say to the young people, stick to the quality work, because that's what Santa Mission names for. Quality, standard work.
Williams encourages all Guyanese to buy local and support native artisans and producers. Persons can make special orders on 611-2652. Williams said she foresees the business escalating as new techniques are being utilized daily. Reporting for InfoHub, Crystal Stahl.
Let's remind you to connect with us on social media and our website at dpi.gov.gy for continuous updates.